Hello bitches, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about what to do when nobody in your family, friend groups, or anybody in your life doesn't support you in pursuing art, animation, illustration, graphic design, or anything art related as a career because of an ongoing stereotype that
artists apparently are all just starving ass bitches who can't fucking pay the bills or support themselves.
I sometimes just wish people would stop just believing if things are black or white, like just because you're an artist means you're fucking starving. There's always going to be an extreme to everything in life, and there's always a gray area to how well you're doing and how well you're not doing in certain areas of your life. So I just wished people would stop just assuming that just because you pursue a certain career means that you're going to be this type of person and whatnot. So that's why, I'm kind of here to just just talk about this shit. So one of the most frequently asked questions I get in my DMs is, what do you do when your parents or your family don't really support you in pursuing art or animation? Because, this could affect things like if your parents want to help you out with college or not. Because if they don't like the fact that you're pursuing animation, they're probably going to be like,
well, bitch, then you're paying for that shit yourself.
And I actually conducted a poll on Instagram to just see, how many of the people following me have supportive parents with them pursuing art as a career. And surprisingly, a lot of you bitches actually got supportive parents. So good for y'all. But then I guess that's kind of why, no shit, the people who don't have supportive parents are the ones that are messaging me. Not everybody is going to be born under the same circumstances. So I want to at least do my best to offer some advice and insight to those who are torn between their own wishes and their parents' wishes or society's wishes. And just to keep things real, it is telepathically impossible for me to change the minds of your parents, friends, or the people who are telling you not to get into art. And the point of this video is to not really change anyone in your life's minds, but more about how to persevere in a world where everybody is telling you to be something else. So for starters, if you are somebody who currently is trying to pursue art or animation, illustration, and your parents are telling you not to pursue it, and you're spending a lot of time trying to change their minds, I would say that you should stop exerting so much energy in trying to change other people's minds when really you should be spending that energy on yourself and really finding that confidence to keep doing what it is that you want to do. And I feel like even though we really shouldn't have to, we ultimately are going to have to prove people wrong no matter what in life, because people will always underestimate you, people will always underestimate your skills, but it is really up to you to prove them wrong through your growth, your development, and your improvement. So while your parents might be unsupportive of you pursuing art as a career, they might not want to pay for your college if you're going to major in art or animation, or they're just not gonna want to have to do anything with you pursuing this field. Here are some things that you can do regarding how you're going to learn the skill or just improve your skills without any financial help from your parents. First of all, it is super cheap and super affordable to just simply take a few sheets of paper or just get a little cheap sketchbook, get a cheap pen or pencil that you stole from your school, and just go to a cafe, park, go outside, go to a public space, and just draw people. The whole concept of being afraid of people looking at you while you're drawing them is something that you're just gonna kind of have to get over. Yeah, they might be like, okay, this bitch is weird, but at the same time, if it really does make you that uncomfortable, just record what's going on in the room and then draw it from the video or take a picture. Although I've been told that drawing pictures might force you to be more illustrative and less loose with your drawing, because the whole thing is that when you're drawing people in motion, you're kind of more trying to capture the gesture and the moment as opposed to just illustrating a beautiful illustration based on this photo that you're looking at. So just try to capture the gestures of people in a public space, and that really does not cost that much money to do. If anything, you're really just paying for the sketch pad, the pencil or pen, and maybe a coffee just for sitting in the cafe. I've also made another video about what to do when you can't afford going to art school, and I list a shit ton of resources out there for if you cannot afford going to an art college or an art school to pursue art and animation, which is nowadays a field that doesn't even really require a fully completed degree in order to get a job in. So really just honing your skills and building a strong portfolio is really what you need at the end of the day. And regarding your mental and emotional health, it will be very difficult to have nobody that supports you and what you want to do, because let's be real for a second. Who wants to talk about their dreams, goals, and passions to someone only to receive a comment back being like,
yeah, bitch, like that will happen.
Or just make fun of you for just dreaming or having goals that you are willing to put in the discipline to achieve. So something I suggest for those of you who really do not have any form of a support group is to post your stuff online and find people that you can connect with, because you need to have at least people with a similar mindset as you, at least starting off with your interests. And there's a saying out there that you are an average of the 5 people you hang around the most. And the 5 people that you hang around the most will ultimately influence the way you think or the way that you approach things in life. And that is why it's kind of important to form some sort of detachment to those who are telling you to just chill the fuck down, like that's never gonna happen, bitch, and just, you don't need to like exclude them from your life, especially if they're someone that you love and you care about. But you have to be self-aware enough to kind of form that distance away from someone who is being very discouraging to you, or just have a very adult conversation about like, hey, I love you, mom, but because you don't support me in pursuing art, I would just rather not have this type of conversation between us anymore. I would also suggest for people who do want to form a community online with like-minded people that you should, take advantage of challenges like Inktober, or if there's any art prompts that have hashtags on Instagram, definitely take a part of those things, because that's what's going to help people find your work, and people might comment on your work. And if people do, don't forget to respond back to those comments. You're going to have to participate to some degree online if you're going to want to meet people with similar interests or goals. And with the internet nowadays, there really is no excuse as to how you can't meet anyone with the same interests as you, because as long as you have internet access, there's always going to be somebody out there with an interest similar to yours or has similar goals to you. And I feel like, again, be careful with the internet creepos. If someone's making you uncomfortable, or you don't feel comfortable meeting this one bitch online, then you don't fucking meet up with them. But I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of people out there that have some level of interest that is similar to yours, whether it just be in the idea of just pursuing art, or the idea of just being motivated enough to pursue a career no matter what it is. I really suggest people to create social media accounts, not to just, expose your life online. I'm not asking you to reveal your privacy to people online. I'm just pretty much saying share your progress with other people, and you can see what other people are up to, and you just bond over your interests and just things that you want to pursue. Because if you don't have supportive parents or supportive friends,
what the fuck else are you supposed to do?
And if you do have a super toxic friend in your life, or just someone who is actually dragging you down or bringing you down, even if it's unintentional and kind of more of just a contagious negative behavior that somebody else is emitting off onto you. I've had my fair share of friends who I wouldn't say are bad or evil people, but they were definitely toxic in my life to some degree, and they weren't doing anything to intentionally harm me or tell me like to stop doing what I'm doing, but it was more like because this is a person who is very close to me in my life, and their behaviors did not match my behavior and did not encourage or motivate me to do what I want to do. I knew I had to cut them out of my life, just because even if it's just for a period of my life and maybe we will get back together in the future, who knows. All I knew was that what they were doing was impacting what I was doing, and there was really no other way for me to continue on with what I wanted to do unless if I just, ended the friendship. It's not really a matter of if I like them or if I dislike them. Right now, we're not on the same page, and I feel like in order for us to be the best versions of ourselves in our own lives, we don't belong in each other's lives right now. And from a more financial/career standpoint, for people who are still unsure if art or animation is a stable career that will support you in the long run, well, I can first let y'all know from both the standpoint of an independent artist/freelancer and an artist that works in studios/in-house that both can pay really well. But at the end of the day, it really depends on your own discipline and perseverance, and it's not the job itself, or it's not just the position itself that's going to determine how stable your job is or how much you're going to get paid, because it really just comes down to you. Animation is definitely a very nomadic field, meaning that you're going to be hopping on from one gig to the next. You might have some downtime and some periods of not working, but when you are working on the project itself, it is a pretty stable job, and for the most part, once you've been absorbed into the industry, studios will most likely try to keep you in-house or help you with finding the next project. And just because it's a nomadic field, I don't think that it should always be associated with the concept of instability just because you're moving around a lot. Like, if anything, I kind of do enjoy that nomadic lifestyle just because you're forced to grow in other ways all the time. You're always going to have something new in life to look forward to. And for me personally, I would just rather be doing different things throughout my life instead of just being in that one same job for the whole 50 years of my lifetime. And for those of you who want to become independent artists or freelancers, you are gold if you have the internet and self-discipline and motivation to post your work online and to keep making things. Because I will say that, of course, being an independent artist is going to have a more rough liftoff because you have a lot of building up to do. Like, you might have to build a following, you might have to make a lot of artwork to share. But that's kind of just like anything else in life, like people who do startups that might not necessarily be art related. So that's kind of why I don't understand why art always has to have such a negative feedback to it. But if you share your work online and you allow yourself to be discovered by people, you can sell products, you can sell ebooks, you can sell courses about you teaching people the skill that you've learned to do all your life. I made another video that you can actually check out on my channel about how I make money as an artist, and there are multiple ways that you can make money online, and some of them, again, are just simple ways, like just doing commissions online, and it'll be a lot easier to get commissions if you can build a following. And another way is to just make a Gumroad and just upload your artwork and have downloadable sketchbooks that people can just download for $5, because if you have 20 people that download your $5 sketchbooks, that's like $100. And I would like to add that it is passive income. And just basically finding ways online to utilize your skill in a way that you can monetize it is pretty much golden. And if you're working in an animation studio or a studio, or you have a full-time job, while you can also be an independent artist/freelancer, then when you combine the two together, you are just like fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender. Pretty much from everything I just said, what it really comes down to at the end of the day, when nobody supports you in what you want to do, it really just comes down to you. You have to be your #1 fan. You have to be your #1 supporter amongst your potential millions of followers. You even have to be your own parent sometimes too, and you have to be your own friend. You have to be your own teacher, and you have to kind of pretty much be your own everything to some degree in order to make it, if you want to be what you want to be someday. Even as somebody that does have supportive friends, family, and just supportive teachers, I still have to be my own parent, friend, and teacher to myself throughout the times that I'm doing my shit. Nobody is going to do the things in your life that you want to do other than you. So that's why I kind of just like making these videos, because although I can always make a how to draw video or how to draw eyes or how to draw a body, nobody can really fulfill that drive and that motivation and spirit within you to actually be motivated to draw or get yourself to draw those 2 eyes or that head or that body or whatever it is you're going to draw. And I want to be that channel that can kind of just be your motivator or just reminder that, you know, if this is something you want to do, I'm down to support you in whatever it is, as long as you promise me you're willing to put in the effort to continue doing those things and not give up. Because the key to this is just discipline and perseverance and just, you know, being your own little best friend. Because you have to remember that throughout all the shit that you're about to put yourself through, you have to take care of the vehicle and the engine that is actually doing all the work, which is yourself. So basically, I guess what I'm trying to say at the end of the day is that in a world where nobody else supports you, you have to create your own world of people that do support you. Because guess what? There probably is most likely going to be someone out there that wants to do things just like you, and it's just a matter of finding them out there. And with the internet out there to your disposal, you are a powerful ass bitch that just literally has the world at the edge of your fucking keyboard. So take advantage of it and don't allow your current life situation to be the thing that suffocates you. You can check out my other videos to get more resources or information about either developing your skills further in art or animation, or how to make money with those skills that you do have. Just remember that you are not alone, and at the end of the day, you got this, okay? Because you are a bish, and if you are a bish, you got this. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and thanks for supporting me as always. I will catch you in the next video, so stay wholesome, bishes.